Gilbert here, reporting straight from Southall. Wanted to talk to you today about global conflicts in a more detailed form than my usual short videos. So we'll be covering the Ukraine-Russia conflict, the Iran conflict between the US and Israel and Iran, and also what's happening in Sudan, and kind of how they're related and some cause for optimism, really. So yeah, I've got my notes with me, so my eyes will be darting from time to time. So first off, we've got the conflict in Russia and Ukraine. It's been going on for a few years now. Ultimately, Russia wants the territory because the Soviet Union stretched that far previously, and it's a freshwater port for Russia. In Crimea, what's it called? Sudeska. I'll have to look that up. So they always want to go that way, and especially with NATO that Ukraine wants to join. That's an adversary to Russia. So Russia, they want to. It's natural that they want to fight with Ukraine. So some cause for optimism though. This fight, that's lots of drone warfare, some new age technologies. There was a truce over Easter, over the Catholic Easter. It was 32 hours long. So that's cause for optimism. And also there was 175 prisoners that were exchanged by each side. So hopefully, like, a dialogue there between the two sides can lead to peace somewhat. I'm just gonna have a look at my notes. So it says those two gestures that they're something, but they're unlikely to yield durable peace. But they're a start, and it's good to hear that there is some dialogue with negotiators or diplomats between the two sides or through an intermediary. I think it was UAE actually. So what else is there to talk about Russia and Ukraine? About the Black Sea Fleet, Russia's naval capacity. I know I talked about them wanting access to, I think I said freshwater and deep water port. Some of the other ports that Russia have on their coast in the Black Sea, they're not that deep, or what are they called? Sochi's too shallow, and let me try to pronounce this. Novorossiysk lacks natural sheltering from strong winds. Unfortunately for Russia, a lot of their naval capacity seems to have been taken out. I've got in my notes that it's functionally useless. And I don't think there's anywhere for their navy really to hide. Ukraine seems to be targeting it quite well with drone warfare, I believe. So it seems like it's a real long battle between these two sides. But hopefully that the Easter truce and the prison exchange can be a start of something positive. I don't think either Russia or Ukraine particularly want this war. I mean, hopefully they can reach some sort of settlement. Perhaps if Russia kind of has more of an alliance with Ukraine going forward, and there is no, and that would allow them to kind of use Russia's ports. So that's Russia and Ukraine. A bit of optimism there. On to Iran and the Middle East. Now this has been going on. I mean, you could say it's been going on since early 20th century, when the British and French diplomats drew a line about the borders when the Ottoman Empire fell. But more recently, it has been the American and Israeli strikes against Iran that kind of came as a bit of a shock to everyone. I think Iran was negotiating about their nuclear arsenal, but the strikes came and really upped up the pressure. So this, no one likes war. People die. I'm not sure how many have been been victims so far, but yeah, it must be tens of thousands. Yeah, and Iran has their problems internally as well. Um, yeah, it's a tough one, but and it obviously affects everyone indirectly through oil prices going up, which affects food prices, and I think it's also fertilizer goes through there as well, so an added wave as well as food. So yeah, inflation is yeah is something to think about there. Um, yeah, but yeah, where's the cause for optimism? Well, yeah, so I guess recently, I guess maybe to the surprise of a lot of people, about a week ago they kind of started a 2 week ceasefire. So yeah, hopefully they can agree something. I mean, I guess they're just so different, like culturally, like the Americans and the Israelis, and then you've got the Iranians. But yeah, hopefully they can come to some sort of agreement for this ceasefire to be a bit longer. I know Pakistan's kind of came in to mediate things, and they seem to have done an outstanding job, really. Like you think about, could someone have stepped in earlier with Russia and Ukraine and done the same thing? But fair play to Pakistan, because it's like the hostilities are so strong. So to get a ceasefire, um, yeah, pretty strong. Just have a look at my notes. Um, yeah, I guess the whole thing's a bit of a worry because it could kind of spill over a bit more. I know Israel have also been striking Hezbollah or Lebanon, um, and yeah, it's a worry that it just goes from there. But yeah, today there was actually some news about a potential ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. So I don't know if I said it Iran before, but yeah, is Israel and Hezbollah or Lebanon. But yeah, I think it's not sure whether it's going to happen or not. It's not really confirmed. But yeah, one thing that's really interesting is actually you can listen to me spout all of this, but it doesn't really mean much. But if I look at Polymarket, I can look at the odds on things. It says Iran, Israel, US conflict ends by, say, April the 30th. So there's a 93% chance. So it looks like hopefully the conflict's kind of come into a bit of an end, which would be amazing, wouldn't it? You know what? I've just realised, filming this whole thing in portrait mode. I was planning to put it on YouTube. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, let's just go with it. Yeah, and then also US and Iran to have a permanent peace deal. By April the 30th, it's not so strong, only 35% chance. But by June the 30th, 70% chance. Yeah, so it's quite funny kind of using gambling odds as a way to predict things. But it is kind of wisdom of the crowd, isn't it? Because it's like people have put their money to say, oh, they think it's going to happen this much or this, or it's not going to happen. So I think it's pretty good judge. I mean, you can look at the amounts that have been bet. Yeah, for the one that says April 30th permanent peace deal, I think it's 1.2 million has been bet on that. So yeah, it's no small change. I mean, the optimistic thing we're all hoping for is kind of the oil prices come down. I think they're about $65 before the conflict. Now they're about 100. So yeah, fingers crossed that can change if there's peace between these two. Yeah, so that is US Iran. Yeah, so the final one, Sudan, which I haven't really been covering so much lately, but I thought it is one of the big conflicts and it's been going. I think it's actually the fourth year anniversary of the conflict or the civil war in Sudan. So it's good that I am talking about it today. Yeah, it's basically a fight for natural resources. It seems like there's a lot of gold in Sudan, and different people want to control it. So you have the SAF the Sudanese Armed Forces, which are backed by Egypt. And then you have the Rapid Support Forces, which are backed by United Arab Emirates. So it's a proxy war, which is always, because every war seems to be a proxy war, doesn't it? Between two sides that aren't actually in that place. But yeah, they're tearing the land apart. Yeah, gosh, I wonder who you'd say proxy war is between for the other two I just said. Sure, we've got a whole list of countries. Yeah, but the main point I wanted to say about Sudan is some good news is about the World Food Programme have been able to move back to the capital city in the last few weeks, Khartoum. But because the amount of people struggling is so much. It's like, well, how does it say? Let me see it. Yes, 19 million people in Sudan remain acutely food insecure. I mean, that's crazy numbers. Yeah, and the thing is, that's why another reason to bring up, because like the war in Iran and Ukraine, because Ukraine's also like a massive producer of like grains, fertilizer. So the prices of all the food's going up with those two conflicts, and it ultimately makes it harder for people like the World Food Programme to deliver aid. And with 19 million people needing it, it's infinitely harder if food costs double the price, for example. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about Sudan. Have been covering the other two conflicts a lot more, but from now on I really want to get into this one, because it looks like they're kind of fighting over nothing, to be honest. Like obviously Egypt and UAE just need to get together and negotiate some sort of agreement where they stop fighting, and I'm sure they can get their gold somehow. You might just have to pay for it. You might actually have to pay the Sudanese people. But I guess the good news here is not only the World Food Programme having their headquarters, that they're opening up again in Khartoum, but also the Iran ceasefire, and that would lead to fall in prices, so more people in Sudan could get food that they need to survive. So that is the three conflicts, wars. So just a reminder of the optimism. We've got Russia, Ukraine. They had their ceasefire over Easter. They exchanged 175 prisoners each. So hopefully this is a dialogue that stays open, and more ceasefires, agreements, conversations can happen to drive forward the end to that conflict. When it comes to Iran, hopefully the ceasefire holds, and US, Iran, Israel can get together and talk to resolve their differences. There are channels outside of long range or ballistic missiles. And then Sudan, hopefully World Food Programme can continue to do great work, and with food prices falling, assuming the ceasefire holds in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz keeps opening more and more, hopefully the Sudanese people can get the food they need to survive. And longer term for them, it's wishful thinking at this point, but that there is some sort of negotiation between the two sides in Sudan. Ultimately this reminds us all to be very grateful for the peace we have in countries like the UK. Like, fair enough, we're indirectly affected with like petrol prices going up, but we don't have bombs falling on our houses. Stay optimistic, keep following the shorts, and I've got an article on renewables coming out in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. Bye.